guys, welcome to Hanford, California, the Keller Auto / King Speedway here in Hanford. Welcome back to today's video. We are back here in the Central Valley. A couple weeks ago we ran Tulare. Last night we ran in Watsonville, California for a Taco Bravo Local 360 show. And tonight we are here with the 410 Sprint Car in Hanford. So we're pumped to get back on the racetrack. If you guys watched the Watsonville video, you know we kind of struggled there. That place is known for being a bull ring and kind of a door-to-door racetrack. But track prep is underway to get tonight started. This place is actually, believe it or not as big as it looks. I think they have it under the category of a 3/8 mile, but it's kind of flat, especially down here in turns 1 and 2. If you look at the racetrack as this guy's driving by, they're really trying to pack it in, but this place, it's kind of flat. It's very, very wide though, and it tends to get pretty slick. So this should be more my style of racetrack compared to Watsonville, which is a bull ring. This place a little bit bigger. We're gonna be on the gas and we're not gonna have to be right in each other's grill. So we're gonna get tonight started. No qualifying 2 heat race format, and so it's kind of like our outlaw carts. I think, you know, if you start in the front of one, you're gonna be in the back of the other. We pulled like a 40, so I think we're gonna be right in the middle of both heat races, but we're gonna get the night started, see how it goes. Hopefully the weather continues to stay beautiful and it gets real slick tonight. Well, we just got done with my first ever laps up to full speed here at Hanford. Initial thoughts on the place, it's pretty cool, super wide like I talked about in the intro, and it's already slickening off in a couple of spots just at a very minor level, but it was also greasy in others, and that's one of the things that kind of made it weird. Like you could stand on it on the straightaways, but the back straightaway had some grease, exiting 4 had some grease, and it was super easy to spin the tires with the 410. So like I said, a 2 heat race format tonight. Hot laps didn't mean anything, just a good chance to go out there and get some laps. I'm happy that we had that because I didn't want to just go straight into qualifying at a new racetrack. But now we have a 2 heat race format with our pill draw. We're going to be starting 8th in heat race number 1 and on the pole of heat race number 2. Every heat race is stacked, tons of good competition, but there's also a midgets here tonight, non-wing 360s as well on tap. So we're going to watch them, and then we're going to get into our first heat race rolling off from 8th. Just got to try to pass as many cars as possible. No passing points. It's all finishing, so it's important for us to go to the front. Well, heat race number 1 for our Saturday night show here at the King Speedway is complete. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a mess out there. I just couldn't really get super comfortable. Starting 8th and with the track being fairly hooked up, you guys know, especially in a 410, but anything, whether it's a limited, a 360, or a 410, if the track's hooked up and there's quite a few cars out there and you start behind them, you are just gonna get absolutely blasted with mud. And I was trying to pull tear-offs as fast as I could, so that kind of held me up on the first lap. I don't want that to sound like an excuse, but I genuinely could not see. And then another struggle, which I'm sure other drivers were experiencing with myself never running here before, is entering 3. The sun is so bad, you can't really see where your mark is, you know, as far as where the curb is at and possibly where a lifting point is. And so that just caused me to struggle, but no matter what, I just did not get in a rhythm and I did not do my job. We still went 8th to 4th. Some other people had some misfortune, so we kind of got lucky there, but things to work on for the next heat race is to drive in the corner just a little bit harder and not dump out of the gas as abruptly, I guess you could say. I need to lift a little bit in the center, but not jump out as much as I am, because that's kind of just upsetting the car and not keeping it in the racetrack. And I need to do that whether I'm running the bottom or the top. So once again, we're gonna have stacked guys in our heat race, but we're gonna be rolling off from the pole. So maybe we can get out front, get some clean laps, and see if we can get ourselves a heat race win, or try to run in the top 3 to set us up for a good starting spot for the A main event. So we just crossed the back straightaway, got done with our heat race. We ended up running second behind Shane Golubic, made some good laps early, and I really just wanted to commit to the top. That's why I never really decided to go down low, because I wanted to get better at running the top after my my complete disaster of a first heat race, I guess you could say. And we ran good. I got a little inconsistent at the end, but overall, the first couple of laps, I found a good limit, and I think I know what we're gonna need to be, or where we're gonna need to be for the feature. Wanted to stop here on the front straightaway because there's an absolute packed house tonight here at Hanford. Last night in Ocean, the grandstands were completely empty because they weren't allowing fans. So this kind of feels like normal. Anyway, they're gonna do a little bit of track prep. I think we're gonna be starting somewhere between 8th and 12th. 4th in our first heat race, kind of got lucky. And then the second heat race, I felt like we put some good laps together. So really enjoying Hanford. The top speed though in these 410s, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe if there's any drivers watching this, they can tell me what they think. But the 410 here at Hanford almost feels faster. I don't know if it's just the straightaway speed and then you have to slow down so much for the corners because of the less amount of banking, but something about it's just different. We're trying to adjust to it after running the 360 the last couple of races, but overall we're having a fun night. Well, we're getting all strapped in for 30 laps around Hanford. This place is decent in size, so this is gonna be a long race. We're just hoping to put it all together. The track's now finally starting to slick off. It's not as fast as it was for the heat races. We roll off 9th. We missed their little 8-car dash by 1 spot. So far though, we've made a lot of improvements just between hot laps to now. I feel pretty good. I think we're gonna have to work the bottom and the top to be fast, and it's gonna get really, really slick, and I'm gonna have to just have a lot of throttle control, a lot of car control. A bunch of the guys that were racing around obviously are very talented, have been doing this for a long time. So my first time here, just gonna try to keep this car in one piece and you know, work and see if we can go forward, stay in the top 10 and really just try to figure out the racetrack and improve throughout these 30 laps. Are you from down here?
Yeah, I'm from over here in Atascadero, but my daughter and my son.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right, guys, just finished up here at Hanford for the 410 A main event. I had my buddy Nick who wanted to be in the video. Nick, what'd you think of tonight?
Awesome. He did pretty good. Judson when I possibly it'll be a good night. It'd be good to have them down here. We will see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, see you in a couple weeks. Nick's driver, Justin Sanders, got it done at Placerville. That's awesome. Anyway, for us, I can't believe how well tonight went in a way. I don't know how that maybe comes off, but I was so struggling at the beginning of the night. You know, hot laps, first heat race, just trying to figure out this racetrack. It's very tricky. You know, it has long straightaways and tight corners and not a lot of banking, and you really have to drive the race car hard. But at the same time, you have to have a little bit of a limit because there's certain parts of the racetrack where it might be easy to slide off, or early in the night we really saw the sun make it difficult in the heat races to hit my marks. But then in the A main event we rolled off 9th, and I actually wish the first start would have went because I was almost into 5th. They called it back because there was a yellow, and then that moved me up into 7th, and then from there I just worked on rolling the bottom. I tried the top once and it was not good. It's just so hard to run against these big California cushions, and I'm more the type of guy that can sometimes just roll the bottom, and I felt like we did a very good job. Left my wing pretty far forward to help it turn, but Hanford had just had so many characteristics to it tonight. 1 and 2 had a lot more grip on the bottom. 3 and 4 did not. You had to wait on it so long, but the straightaway drive you got in the corner exit drive was just substantially more than the top. I was able to make it work for a top 5 run. So super happy for a 4th race in the 410 sprint car, top 5, and I can't wait to get back to this place. Hanford is a lot of fun. I wouldn't have probably said that earlier in the night because I struggled, but it's crazy when the track gets slick. It kind of comes to us. That's just that's more I think. Carly, you got to hop in the clip here. Carly had fun tonight here in Hanford. She helped us a ton. What'd you think of this place?
I'm just here for the money, honestly.
Okay. Oh, Carly's getting her pay $50 for the night. But anyway, that's gonna end our night. We're getting ready to head home. These guys are jamming on the way out. But anyway, we're gonna load this thing back in the box and we will head back to Oregon. Well, we are all loaded up and ready to head back north to Oregon. It's about an 8 or 9 hour drive. Dad, you're gonna be making the trek. What were your thoughts on Ocean and Hanford?
Ocean can go out with the tide. Hanford rocks.
Yeah. No, Ocean, we're gonna talk about everything more on the podcast. You guys need to stay tuned. I think both tracks have a lot of potential. Ocean's just not our thing. Doesn't mean it's not a good racetrack.
Hey, it's not that it's not our thing. We need work on bull rings.
Yes.
You would think running go-karts, we'd be like really good.
It's really hard though. But so like Dad said, we need to work on our bull rings, but man, these big tracks, I love them, especially when they get slick, get a little bit of character to them. Not rough, man. Tonight was glass smooth. Peter Murphy did a great job on the track prep. Real quickly though, I do want to take a second just to thank all my sponsors: On-Site Screeners, Earth It Environmental, QRC, OMA KTM, Lafarge, Fast Forward Media, Pit Stop USA, Carson, and Next Gen for all their support. It's awesome to have them riding along for our 2021 season. Anyway, like I said, we're heading back home north. A 5th place finish in our 4th 410 race. Couldn't be any happier. For a little bit there, I thought potentially we might be on the podium, but man, those yellows just kind of get shooken up when you're running the bottom because you have to keep so much focus and to hit your mark every single lap. Otherwise, if you miss it a little bit, you will slide off the bottom and lose a ton of time. So the green flag runs for myself were really good, and like I said, happy that we brought home a top 5. Do want to thank the crew, Bennett, for getting shots all weekend long. He's helping me right now. What a fun weekend we had.
Dude, it was awesome. First time we used a drone on the infield, so maybe all the promoters from here on out will see.
Yes,
we're decent at filming on the infield.
And like I said, listen to the podcast. We're going to talk about so many behind the scenes things, but Bennett did a great job. My dad, Carly, Mom, Carissa, all the fans that came out and hung out with us and met us. It was so great to see all of you guys, and then also Roger for giving us a great setup both nights. We learned a ton. We gained a lot of experience, and we're ready to come back here in a couple weeks for the Peter Murphy Classic. See you all in the next one. Deuces.